We are going to learn the basic element of DSP system. We have discussed the basic DSP system in a previous lecture. We had drawn a basic block diagram of DSP system. Today we will now draw a modified block diagram of a DSP system and explain each of the block. See the block diagram. The first contain input analog signal, which is in any form, voice, speech, anything. First is input signal. Input signal is defined as a physical quantity that varies with time, space, or any other independent variable. Anything that carries some information can be called as a signal. Then second block is anti-aliasing filter. Most of the naturally occurring signals are not band limited. This means that they have infinite frequencies present in them. Anti-aliasing filters are basically low-pass filters, which are used to remove the high frequencies from the input signal, thereby making them band limited. Third is analog to digital converter. As the name suggests, analog to digital converter, a continuous signal x of t to a discrete signal x of n. This is x of t and this convert into x of n. Next block is DSP. DSP is digital signal processor. This is the heart of the DSP system. It processes the discrete time input signal x of n and give us a required discrete time output signal y of n. This is y of n. One could either use a computer or dedicated DSP manufactured by companies such as Motorola. The third is DAC. DAC means was discrete to analog converter. The output of a DSP is a digital signal but we have the output signal is only a continuous signal. Hence, DAC converter is used for discrete time signal y of n to a discrete time to a continuous time signal y of t. Y of n to again y of t, which can be then fit to the out device. We can say it as here also y of t. Then reconstruction filter. The output of DAC might contain high frequency due to the interpolarization of sinc function. These high frequencies are eliminated using the reconstruction filter, which is basically a low pass filter. So this is all about the basic element of DSP. The first is analog signal, which is x of t, which is given to anti-aliasing filter, for which purpose the signals are not band limited. To make them band limited, we are using anti-aliasing filter. Then next is ADC. ADC convert continuous time signal to discrete time signal. Then next is DSP. DSP is the digital signal processor, which is the heart of our system. The output of DSP is given to DAC. DAC means digital to analog converter. The digital signal is again converted into analog form and output is given to reconstruction filter, and reconstruction filter gives a constructed and output by using low pass filter, and we are again getting analog signal as a output. Now the last part of this chapter is application of DSP. So what are the applications of DSP? Digital signal processing system are used in a variety of applications. look around and we are analyze that every electronic system has a DSP in it. So, tell me the some application. The first is speech recognition, synthesis and analysis. What first? Speech. Second is image processing application. Image processing application. Third is robotic vision. Fourth is biomedical signal applications such as ECG, EMG, CT, MRI, etc. Third is data compression. Fifth is data compression. Sixth is military application. Military application like radar signal processing, secure communication. Seventh is industrial application. Industrial application like CCN, robotics, etc. Next is communication application. Communication application like voice command, cellular telephone, etc. And last ninth is robotic vision and vibration analysis. These are some applications, but you can give many other applications of DSP. So, this is the end of the theory part of this chapter. Now, we are going to see some problems in this chapter. See, this is a one problem which tells that x of t is a analog signal which gives us 5 cos 2 pi 1000 t plus 10 cos 2 pi 5000 t. Basically the formula is what? X of t is equal to a cos 2 pi f t. This is our formula. So from this formula we can say that f1 is what? This, and f2 is this. f1 is 1000 hertz and f2 is 5000 hertz, which is also called as 1 kilohertz and 5 kilohertz. So the Nyquist rate is what? Nyquist rate. What is the formula of Nyquist rate? Nyquist rate is equal to what? 2f max. So the maximum frequency is what? 5 kilohertz. Therefore 2 into 5k is equal to 10 kilohertz. This is our first question, Nyquist rate. Then second question is what? Sample at 4 kilohertz, will the signal be recovered from its sampling? So now the sampling rate is what? 4 kilohertz. Analog. Second is analog signal sample at 4 kilohertz. So a discrete signal is obtained by substituting what? T is equal to N upon F S. T is equal to N upon Fs. T is equal to time, N is equal to number of times, and F is frequency. So we don't know the value of N, but we have the value of F. F is this frequency. N upon 4000. So in above equation, we put the value of T in place of T. So our equation is x of T, but now we are sample this equation. We are get x of N is equal to 5 cos 2 pi, then 1000 and T. T means what? N upon Fs. The value of N we don't know. We put it as it is. N upon 1000. Right? Plus what? 10 cos 2 pi into 5000. T means what? N upon 4000. N upon 4000. So now we are going to simplify the equation. What this 2s are 2s are. So basically the equation becomes 5 cos pi by 2 into N plus 10 cos 5 pi by 2 into N. Now see, if 5 pi by 2, I can write as a 5 pi by 2, which is equal to 2 pi plus pi by 2. So I can put 5 pi by 2 in place of 2 pi plus pi by 2. 5 cos pi by 2 N plus 10 cos 2 pi plus pi by 2 N. So, do you remember one trigonometric formula? Cos 2 pi plus theta is equal to cos theta. Hence, we can write as a 5 cos pi by 2 N plus 10 cos pi by 2 N. Cos pi by 2 N, cos pi by 2 N. We can take it as a common. So the answer we will get 10 plus 5, 15 cos pi by 2 N. This is our aliasing. This is called aliasing. The next, the continuous time signal had two different frequencies, while the discrete time signal has only one frequency.